what's everyone? Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a special surprise for you today. We were just sent this by our boys over at Vegas Forge. These guys make some incredible exotic materials, really cool things like that. We should have, I think, 3 materials in here, and it'll make for 3 really cool rings. I think what we'll do is make one simple ring out of each material, and we'll do a video for each of them, and that'll be kind of an introduction to them and get you guys kind of familiar with the way they look. And then we'll see about doing some more technical videos, doing some cool designs and stuff like that. But huge thanks to them. They sent us this material. It's like $1,500 worth of stuff, and they seriously, like, this is the best stuff on the market. It's great. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a really interesting material. It's called Mokume Gane, and it is, I think that's the Japanese word for wood grain. It's very similar. I think that's roughly what that translates to. But this is, let's see, it is brass, copper, and let's see, silver nickel. So those 3 alloys welded together and twisted, and it's got this really cool, interesting pattern on there. And then we've got 2 types of Damascus steel. So if you don't know what this is, it's very similar to this Mokume. It's just 2 different variants of steel alloys, one that will actually dissolve in acid quicker than the other. And so they put these patterns in there, and you can't really see anything right now. The patterns that come out of these, once you etch them in acid, are actually, they're seriously amazing. So we will be doing plenty of experimenting with that. We've got the spirograph pattern over here, and this is called reptilian. So these will make some very cool rings. So big shout out to them. Check out their website if you're interested in materials like it. But I'm really excited to get going on this. So the first material we'll be using is actually this Mokume. This is one I'm most excited to work with because I've worked with Damascus steel before, just not these really cool patterns. So we'll get to these for sure, but this is something I've been waiting for a really long time. This will make some amazing rings, so we'll set this aside. Basically what we'll be doing is we'll cut off a chunk with the bandsaw, and then we'll be using the lathe to hollow out the middle to get our ring size that we want. And then we'll cut down the outside to all our final dimensions, things like that. We'll polish it up, give it a really nice finish, and then we might possibly do a little bit of acid etching that can help bring out the color. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. This is going to be a really fun project, and I can't wait to show you guys the results at the end of this video. Making me uncomfortable. This is good.
Right here? This shot?
Yep. Ready, set, go?
What's the next step?
I don't know. Okay, so we've got our little disc of Mokume cut out. It is a little bit rough around the edges, so I need to use this belt sander, and I'm going to really quickly just take off. There's a little tab sticking off of it, and just rough edges in general. So I've got the table set in an angle, and then I will just rotate it around, get rid of everything, and it'll be ready to go on the lathe. Now we're just going to head over to the lathe. We need to hollow the inside of it out, and then we'll mount it onto an expanding ring mandrel. I've got this carbon fiber spacer here. That's just to stop it from getting pushed to the back of the chuck. Just need to tighten the teeth around it. Now turn it on, make sure it's spinning straight. Perfect. And then I'm using this special tungsten carbide center drill. There we go. I use the wrench to set this in place. We should be ready to go. And just a quick note, a lot of you guys get upset that I don't switch it out and use a drill bit here. And I could do that, but it's honestly just not even worth my time. Even though this is stalling out a couple times, I do find that it is generally faster to just use this. So I do use them a bit more, but that way I'm not going through drill bits or anything like that. So I like this, it's a little bit more simple and it gets the job done. Okay, now I've got my boring bar set up here. We will use that to cut away at the inside, widen up this hole, and then get it ready to put on a ring mandrel. Okay, so we've got the inside all sized up. You can see it fits on my finger nicely here. Now I'm going to put it on this expanding ring mandrel. The way this works is as I tighten this screw, it's actually cone shaped, so it forces these little teeth out, and then it grips onto the ring and holds it in place. So I'll put that in the lathe, and then just use this Allen wrench to tighten that up. Pretty soon the ring will grip. It's a little off-centered. There we go. Okay, we've got an awesome finish on here. This is flawless. Really nice mirror finish. I'll take this off and show it to you guys. The problem with the mirror finish is that it's so reflective that you can hardly see any of the color. So the different layers and different materials are really subtle. So I'm going to do a little bit of an acid treatment, and that'll make it more of a matte finish, and that will bring out the color a ton. So definitely be sure to stick around to see that. That'll be coming up here pretty quick. In fact, all we have to do now is just round the corners on the inside and polish it up. Then we'll be ready to put it in acid, and this thing will be done. Alright, this is kind of a moment of truth. Still need to do the etching, but we could stop right here for sure. Look at that, that looks perfect. And the inside, that's finished really nicely as well. But let's go take this over to the acid. This is really going to transform the look of the ring. Okay, this is the big moment. This is what I've been waiting for. It is 3 a.m., so I am so ready to see this in action. I've got ferric chloride here, that is an acid, and then I've got baking soda water here. That's what we'll use to neutralize it when we're done. So I'm just going to put this in here. And it's not going to take much time at all. We're not trying to really etch anything away, mostly just trying to get a little bit of a matte finish on there. Yeah, I'll give that about 60 seconds, then come back and pull it out and we'll see where we're at. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. I think we should be done. Wow, I'm not kidding, this isn't fake. I'm blown away. That is so cool. Still have a few touch-ups to do. I'm not sure if I want to polish it or give it a really light sanding. But check out these colors. Way more vibrant. Ton of contrast. That's cool. Okay, so I decided to use a little bit of micro mesh to buff the surface of this, kind of get the final finish that we're going for. Micro mesh, if you don't know, it's basically just sandpaper, but very, very smooth. Typically sandpaper goes up to something like 1,000. This right here is about 3,000, and we can go even higher up to like 10 or 15,000. So we'll start with this and then see how we like the results. Well, this is exactly what I wanted actually. So far so good. Just gets rid of some of the unevenness and corrosion look that the acid left. Gives us a more consistent finish, but it keeps all that awesome color. We don't want it to be super polished because it takes the color of the environment instead of the material itself. There we are. Big reveal right here. Really happy with the way this turned out. This is seriously one of the funnest rings I've made in a very long time. It's got so much color, so much interesting detail to all the different twists and patterns. This is incredible. So I'm actually going to have these on my website, so there's a link to that down in the description. This material seriously is something else. It's really unique, unlike anything I've ever worked with. Big shout out to Vegas Forge. That was super generous of them to send us all this material. And so if you're interested in ring making or similar stuff like knife making, things like that, check out their website. They've got all the supplies you'll need for that to make crazy exotic stuff. And before you go, I did want to remind you guys of a few things. So I just launched my supplies website. I've got a link to that in the description as well. I get so many of you guys commenting, asking me where they can buy materials, where they can get certain stuff, ring blanks. So what I've done, I've gone out and I've curated everything. I buy amethyst or meteorite, whatever it is, and then we process it all. We do everything by hand. We cut up the little meteorite pieces, things like that. So you've just got all the materials you could ever want for ring making, everything on there. And we did just launch the site, so we're working really hard on releasing new products. So we're gonna be very quickly releasing new stuff. You can even go sign up for the newsletter on that website if you wanna get updates as we roll new stuff out. And finally, if you're interested in ordering rings like this, I get a ton of people commenting, where can they order them? It's really simple. There's a link to my website right below me here. I've got Mokume Gane rings like this one, and a ton of other just different exotic, really cool rings. And then if you click over here on the left, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's just if you click on that PAD logo. And last of all, there should be a video right here, and YouTube actually picks that for you based on the things that you're interested in. So it's one of my videos that YouTube thinks is best for you. So click on that if you want to see it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.